NFC East, but the football team is coming. The Steelers, they still hang on to the number 1 seed, and a lot of questions about this out on Twitter. They have it because of the tiebreaker with the Chiefs. Pittsburgh, undefeated, no more. How about this win for Washington? It wasn't just that they won, it's how they won that stood out, right? They lose Antonio Gibson. Somehow the Steelers were able to contain Terry McLaurin, and they got it done with guys like Cam Sims and Logan Thomas. It was an incredible, incredible showing. What did you make of this upset yesterday?
Yeah, you know, it's 3rd and 4, and it's like the season is on the line, and Alex Smith needs to make a play. And part of me is thinking, Alex Smith's been in the league a long time. I don't have this great reservoir outside of that Saints playoff win of him making the big play and getting it done. And he goes to Cam Sims, and Nate, you mentioned this kid is making a statement. Look at the catch one more time. This is for the season on the line. A one-handed grab with a defender draped all over him. And I'm like, Cam Sims, all right, I'm sure he must be an unknown player from a small... Cam Sims played 4 years at Alabama. I have no recollection of Cam Sims. He had 7 catches one year for Alabama, 6 catches one year for Alabama, 14 and 14. Alabama churns out NFL superstars, churns them out. And yet you still have these undiscovered gems coming from the Crimson Tide. Cam Sims makes the biggest play, and you heard Ron Rivera, euphoria. This team was down 14-0.
Wild.
For much of the first half, before that weird play to end the first half with Alex Smith. And they didn't give up. They were on the road against an undefeated team, a team they haven't beaten since 1991, and they find a way to win. Look, I look at the common thread of Brian Flores and Joe Judge and Ron Rivera. These are guys that players, they aren't coddled by. Like, you're not going to be given the kids' gloves by Ron Rivera or Judge or Flores. But by the end of the season, players want to run through a wall for those coaches. And this is a disciplinarian, but a guy who has these guys believing. He said euphoria was the feeling afterwards. I think if Washington fans are watching this morning, thinking about the next few years and their future and what they've seen in the past, euphoric is a good experience.
They're euphoric. It's awesome. And it's especially confusing with Sims because they also have a Sims Jr. in the same huddle. Like, who are these guys? Well, they just beat an 11-0 team. You can see the culture change. You can smell it coming off. You can smell it in with the Giants, and last night you can smell it with Washington. Here's what I think sums up everything. The Pittsburgh Steelers under Ben Roethlisberger, when leading by 14 points going into this game, were 109-2-1. They don't lose those games. They don't lose them at home, and they don't lose them to a Washington sub-500. Yes, they did. And this is the craziest compliment I can give Washington and all this scar tissue we had for years and decades of terrible free agents and Albert Hainsworth and Adam Archuleta and all those guys. They're well built. They're really well built. Here's the story of the game. They never rushed more than 4. They just put those 4 Dobermans up front and attacked.
They were barking.
And here's the craziest part. They didn't sack Ben one time. They didn't need to. They batted 7 passes.
Crazy.
7 passes.
Montez was like Dikembe.
That's what I'm saying. He was shaking the finger, and not from some little short guy. This is Ben Roethlisberger, who knows how to throw over the line. Never sacked them. Didn't need to. Dropped 7 every single time. Awesome construction of this team with the D-line and the running game. Bostic is the ex-Steeler of all time. They didn't make a one play for the Steelers in years, and he made all plays all over the field. And the only thing I look at is regret. If they had started Alex Smith to start the season, they'd be running away with this thing right now. That's it. Yeah. They've already wrapped up the East. Yeah. And it's frustrating, but I will double down on euphoric. For a team that has a lot of bad football moments and a lot of terrible non-football moments, great night for Washington. Great night.
No doubt about it. And listen, we'll talk about the Steelers the rest of the show. We'll talk about them the rest of the season. Their season obviously isn't over. You'd rather take an L right now than to take it in the playoffs. I'm glad we're talking about the Washington football team. I'm glad we're talking about teams within the NFC East. But this isn't the first time somebody on this show has brought them up.
I've learned that the NFC East is the most entertaining division.
You're a glutton.
Is it now?
I'm on it. I've been saying it every week. Now, here's the thing. Just look at this.
It's sadistic, Nate.
Did you watch last night?
Before,
no, you didn't. All right.
We know what happens to teams that we feel like got it, and they're going to run with it.
Sure.
There's going to be teams that have nothing to lose. The scariest team to face in the playoffs, one of these teams.
Nate just said the scariest thing in the entire league is facing one of these teams.
In the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. The team facing the Chiefs is definitely... God, maybe it might face Carson Wentz and Jalen Reagor this weekend. What are you talking about? Most entertaining division? That's a fallacy, Nate. That's a terrible division.
As my sons say when they're arguing with each other, just sit back, Shrek. Okay. Let me do my job.
All right. I'll sit back. I'll take the L. Go on.
Okay, so all of a sudden, we're excited. We're talking about the Giants who smacked up the Seattle Seahawks. And then last night, the biggest win in all of the NFL came as the Washington football team
100%.
beat the Steelers. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that these teams are the best in the NFL. I will say this, and I will repeat myself. This is the most entertaining division. Why? Because there's nothing worse than facing a team that has nothing to lose but everything to gain. Led by a head coach who is literally just fighting for his life and gain control. A quarterback who is literally fighting to walk again and is back on the field.
For his life, too, yeah.
Who cares if one of these teams get into the playoffs? Who cares if they win in the playoffs? You know who cares? One of these squads who makes it in. I've been there before. The reason I brought that up is because I understand. I haven't always played for the winning team. I never played for the Patriots or the Steelers. We always scraped and fought to get to playoffs. And you remember when and this is what I realized about the playoffs. The moment we got in and I realized everybody wrote us off, that's when we were the most dangerous. So that's why I brought that up. Schrager.
You called it, man.
Nice. You were awesome, dude.
Thank you, bro.
It's cool.
Let's respect the NFC East.
Well, he also said the Browns were going to win the Super Bowl 2 years ago. They went 0-17.
Browns are pretty good this year, huh?
You didn't make that call this year, but listen, that's for you guys. You two, you guys tweet about it.
What is
you
that?
three, you gotta do.
What do you mean tweet about it?
Entertain.
I did tweet you last night. Did you get my tweet?
I saw the tweet.
Most entertaining division. You're doubling down.
I am doubling down. Yeah.
Because my whole point then was you didn't believe what you were saying. That at that time, when we were coming off an Eagles loss, off that Cowboys disaster, entertaining to me, and you both host entertainment shows, you're purveyors of entertainment. I'm not going to question you on entertainment.
Wait, why are you lumping me into it?
100%, 100%. I hear you.
Shrakes.
I get it. You guys love entertainment.
You know,
you guys love entertainment.
You know what entertaining means?
Entertainment to me is Chiefs offense, Saints offense. Like, that last night was a great win, and I love the NFC East. Trust me, I love the NFC.
That wasn't one of the most entertaining games of the year?
That was a very sloppy, ugly, grinded out. That's not entertaining.
I was not with you that they're the most entertaining.
As a football player.
I doubted you.
Entertainment doesn't mean...
That division is not the best or entertaining division.
As a football player, entertainment doesn't mean high scoring. You see that every single weekend. The Patriots just scored 45 points. Was that entertaining? No. What's entertaining is when a team within a division that has been terrible all year flips the table over and then waves to the rest of the world saying, don't forget about us.
I love what Washington's doing. I love what the Giants are doing. Entertaining to me, if I had to choose to watch that game or some of the other games, entertaining to me is maybe a little differently. And I guess I'm going to be roasted on Twitter.
But you weren't surprised Washington won. You in a commercial break yesterday said, I don't know, man, they have a lot of rest.
The Steelers played on Wednesday.
Yeah, you said it. You
it was a quick turnaround.
Your problem is the Cowboys are going to lose 13-5 tonight.
And the Eagles are unwatchable. And the Giants in a win. That wasn't exactly, whoa, rah. It was like a grinded out.
I think it might be the most compelling.
Compelling might be.
And that's just my take, though. I don't want to correct you.
Interesting might be the word. Entertaining from...
Pat Mahomes putting up 50 points isn't that entertaining to me. I almost come to expect it.
It's like normalized?
I like the fact that there's teams within the division that we wrote off months ago are now shocking everybody.
Yes.
And don't be shocked when they win their first playoff game once they get in the tournament.
Who do you like better, Washington or Giants? Right now, we're going to talk about this a lot, I'm sure. Momentum-wise, I mean, the Cowboys don't have it, right? They played tonight. They've lost 5 of the last 6.
Giants swept Washington, right? So it's like...
It's kind of a while ago, though. It feels like a different
Washington's defense was so good yesterday.
It's about peaking at the right time.
And I was going to say they're so fun to watch. All right.
Here we go. That's all I needed. Let's wrap the show.
Goodbye.
I'll see you guys later, all right? Have a good one.
Kyle, you're going to go Washington, too, right? Better quarterback.
Yes. I think Washington's still going to win it. I think they're going to win the division. I'm sorry.
It's super, super fun. Okay, let's bring in Tom Pillay.